So typically when you get these questions, you're not going to get both the equation and the graph. You're going to get one or the other. So we have to look at this and be able to work our way through it. So it says, state how many roots it should have, how many of these roots are real, and describe the end behavior. So as I walk through this, I don't have to draw the graph, so I don't have to deal with that part of it. So I'm just gonna, the graph is there. So the number of roots, that's equal to the degree, and the degree is the highest exponent. So number of roots is equal to the degree, which is the highest exponent, which means there's three. The number of real roots is the same as the x-intercepts. Okay, how many are there? Well, there's only one, so that means there's one real root, which means there's two imaginary. It doesn't ask this, but it's good to understand that if you actually solved this to figure out what the roots were, you would get one real number, and it's not a whole number, it's a decimal right there. You can see it where I put the orange dot. And the other two imaginary roots are um, there. We don't know what they are. All right. There's some things about the graph that can kind of tell you where kind of approximately they are, but it's not a number that I can get off of the graph because there's no imaginary axis on here. And then the end behavior, we have to be careful because it doesn't always, but a lot of times it looks like this. So we've seen this before. This means as x gets really big, all right, as x keeps going up and up and up, what happens to the y? So if I look at my graph, as x goes in this direction right here, so as x goes up and up and up, keeps moving to the right-hand side, what happens to the y? Well, the y is also going up in that direction. So it goes to positive infinity. And then it says as x gets small, so as x gets smaller and smaller, what happens to the y? Well, the y is also going down in that zone. So the y goes to negative infinity. And these are typically like little explanatory questions where you get a couple of points for answering this stuff right. They're also mixed in with other questions. We want to be able to use this more so that we can build our own graphs when